Dybdal. I'm a yoga instructor at Majestic Yoga. I teach a gentle yoga class, which is what we'll be doing today. So I encourage you to listen to your body, to find what's just right for you in each moment, letting go of what you've been able to do in the past, what you hope to do in the future, and really listening closely to your body and how you're feeling today. So let's start by sitting up tall, lengthening the spine in any comfortable seated position. I'm in Sukhasana here, sitting up tall, lengthening the spine, feeling the areas that are touching the floor. You might shift your weight around a little, forward and back and side to side. And then finding a position where you feel the greatest sense of ease in the posture. You might close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Landing here in this moment, noticing sensations of the body, holding a space for however you are in this moment. Noticing those areas that are in contact with the floor, and from that foundation, getting a little taller in the spine. Tuning into the low back and just noticing if you can lengthen this area. You might imagine that you can breathe into the spaces between the bones, between the vertebrae, offering a little relief from gravity, a little space for those intervertebral discs to spread. Bringing awareness a little further up into the thoracic region of the spine, this area where the rib cage is. And getting a little space in this area. You might again imagine that you can breathe into the spaces between the bones, between the vertebrae. Feeling the way the rib cage expands as you inhale and collects as you exhale. Bringing awareness into the neck, the cervical region of the spine, and getting a little space in this area. Again, you might imagine that you can breathe into the spaces between the bones, between the vertebrae. And the head balances at the top of the spinal column with ease. Relaxing the face, the jaw, soften the shoulders. And on the next inhalation, bring your arms out to the sides and up toward the sky. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down, touching the ground on either side of you. Inhaling the right arm out to the side and up toward the sky. Support with your left hand as you exhale, arch over. Inhale up and exhale down. Support with your right hand. Inhale the left arm up. Exhaling, arch over to the right. Inhale up and exhale it down. Support with your left hand. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, bend. Inhale up and exhale down. Left arm, inhaling up. Exhale side. Just warming up the spine. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale right arm. Exhale, bend. Inhale up and down. Last time. Inhale both arms up. Exhale both arms down. Inhale up. This time twist to the right. Rotate to the right side. Left hand to the right leg. Right hand behind you. Gently look over the right shoulder. Inhale, face front, arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left, gazing over. Exhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, face front. Exhaling, twist. Inhale, face front. Just warming up the spine in all these different directions. Lengthening and twisting. One more time each side. And inhale back to center, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Resting the hands on your lap. Inhale through the nose, squeeze your shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, let it go. Inhale through the nose, squeeze your shoulders up with a sigh. Exhale. One more time. With the palms face down on your lap, take your upper body forward, to the side, to the back, and other side circling around. Getting a nice movement on the spine, a nice massage for internal organs. This one's great for digestive system. And other direction. And back to center. Take your legs out in front of you now. Shake out the legs. Sitting up tall on the sit bones. Inhale, push through the heels, and exhale, reach your toes forward. Inhale, push through the heels, exhale, toes forward. A few more times. And keeping the feet together, take your feet around in a circle. And other direction. And back to center. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor, hands behind you. Let your knees rock from side to side. And back to center. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, sitting up tall on the sit bones. Little muscle engagement around the waist, lengthening the spine. Holding on to the ankles or the feet wherever you're comfortable. On the inhalation, bring the knees up. Exhale, lower down. Nice and easy. Inhale, lifting the knees. Nice controlled movement. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Sitting up tall on the sit bones. Lengthen the spine. Relax your shoulders. Breathing here. If you feel enough stretch, holding here. Hang out here. If you want a little more stretch, if you have a little more flexibility, keeping that length in the spine, keeping that nice open feeling in the area of the chest, and leading with the chest, coming forward, and finding that degree of stretch that feels safe and beneficial. Keeping that open feeling in the spine, relaxing the shoulders, the head, a continuation of the line of the spine. If you notice your chin is reaching out, just bring it down a little bit. If you notice the head is coming forward, just back it up. Taking a few breaths here. And the next inhalation, slowly rising back up. Taking the hands to the outsides of the knees, and like you're closing a book, bring the knees together. Holding on to the backs of the thighs, lengthening the spine. On the inhalation, lift your right foot up. Exhale, lower it down. Engaging abdominal muscles, lengthening the spine. Inhale the left foot up. Exhale, lower down. With a breath, inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, lowering. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. For more of a challenge, if you'd like to, lift both feet up off of the floor and lengthening the leg on the inhalation, bending the knee on the exhalation. Lengthen, inhale, bend, exhale. With your breath at your own pace. One more time each side. And then lowering the feet down. Once again, hands behind you. Let your knees rock from side to side. Let your knees fall all the way over onto the right side. Swing your feet around behind you. Come onto hands and knees to tabletop position. With the knees underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread. See if you can press into all parts of the hands, fingers and thumbs. On the inhalation, tailbone will come up into a saddle shape back and gazing forward or slightly up at the ceiling. Exhale, tailbone down, round your back, head lowers. Inhaling, tailbone up. The spine follows. Saddle shape back and gazing forward. Exhale, tailbone down, round the back and head lowers. With your breath, continue. The movement starts at the tailbone and then follows through the spine like a wave. As you exhale, also feel the belly button draw up towards the spine. A few more times with the breath. And back to neutral. Shift the hips from side to side like you're wagging a tail. And back to center. Fix your gaze down between your hands. Walk your knees a little closer together. On the inhalation, extend your right leg back and your left arm forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, left leg back and right arm forward. Exhale, lower it down. With the breath, lifting the leg and the arm. Exhaling, lowering. Lifting and lengthening. And slowly, deliberately lowering with your breath. Strengthening the back body, weight bearing so bones are getting signals to grow stronger. We're balancing, a lot going on here. One more time each side. And then back to that tabletop position. Taking the torso around in a circular motion, these barrel rolls. A few times in one direction and then a few times in the other. And back to center. Step your knees out, again about hip distance apart. Walk your hands about 5 inches forward. Reach the sit bones up towards the sky. Forehead comes down to the support of the floor, forearms come down to the support of the floor, and letting the chest release down towards the earth. This is Anahatasana, heart-melting pose. So taking a few breaths here. See if you can find a place where the not doing outweighs the doing. And next inhalation, rising back up to that tabletop position. Once again, shifting the hips from side to side. And back to center. Lowering down now onto the front body. Resting your chin or your forehead on your hands. And press the thighs down towards the earth. Press the pubic bone down toward the earth. And slowly rise up onto the forearms. For more of a back bend, the elbows are closer into the sides of the body, right underneath the shoulders. For less of a back bend, the elbows can be further forward and out to the side. Holding here in Sphinx pose with a soft gaze forward or closing your eyes. Pressing the thighs down and the pubic bone down will help protect your low back while allowing your back to receive this nice gentle back bend. Of course, gentle is relative, so listening to your body. If you want more of a back bend, bending your knees and bring your feet up. Holding here, breathing. Notice what needs to be held and what letting go can take place. Can you soften the face, the jaw? How is the flow of breath? On the next exhalation, if the feet are lifted, lower your feet. Next exhalation, slide your elbows out to the side, release the chest down, resting your chin or your forehead back on your hands. Feeling the front body against the floor and just invite the front body to pour itself over the floor like you're taking up more surface area. Bend your knees, bring your feet up, and rock your feet from side to side. And back to center. Bring your feet down, hands underneath the shoulders. Slowly rise back up into tabletop position. And taking the torso around again with those barrel rolls, a few times one direction and a few times in the other. And back to center. Tucking your toes under, press the hips up towards the sky, and bend one knee at a time, walking in place. And then deeply bend the knees, walk your feet towards your hands, and slowly roll up. So the head is the last thing to come up. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Reach down through your fingertips. Separate the feet to about hip distance apart. And just notice here how you are in this new position in space. Shifting your weight around a little forward and back and side to side. Until you find a place where the weight feels about evenly distributed. A little softness in the knees, reaching down through the fingertips, lengthening the spine. Reach up through the top of the head. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. And fixing your gaze either out at eye level in front of you or down at the floor in front of you, whatever's going to help your balance. And on the inhalation, shifting your weight to the right foot. Come up off of the left foot. See if you can bring the knee up, arms out in front of you, elbows bent. Exhale, both feet back on the floor, bending your knees. Sweep your arms down and across. Shift your weight onto the left side and come up onto the left foot. Bring the right knee up. Exhale in transition. Bend the knees. Sweep your arms. Shift your weight onto the right foot. Lift the left knee up. Exhale, both feet down. Bend your knees. Sweep the arms. Lift the right leg with your breath. So exhaling in transition, inhaling, lifting, lengthening. Think about your rib cage floating up towards the sky. And one more time each side. Exhaling, float it all down. Shake the arms out, shake the hands out, finding that mountain position, Tadasana. Shift your weight onto the right foot. Push into that right foot to lengthen that side of the body. Come up off of the left foot and swing forward and back. Bring that foot out in front of you and swing it side to side. Cross the foot in front of the right, planting both feet down on the floor. Inhale, arms out to the sides and up toward the sky. Exhale, arms out to the sides, hands to the hips. Feet grounded, lengthening the spine by gently pressing the hips down, lengthening out of that downward pressure, engaging abdominal muscles. On the inhalation, reach your left arm out to the side and up toward the sky and slightly off to the right. See if you can breathe into that open side of the rib cage. But we're not scrunching up in that right side either. We're pressing the hip down to lengthen there as well. Breathing here in this variation of Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Next inhalation, reach that left arm up. Exhale it down, hand to the hip. Keep your gaze fixed either out at eye level in front of you or down at the floor as you shift the weight onto the balls of the feet, lifting your heels up. Balancing here. It might just be enough lift to slide a piece of paper underneath the heels, or you might get a lot of lift. Make it your own. You can keep the hands on your hips or bring the arms straight out from the shoulder if that helps you balance. Take a few breaths here. And exhale, hands to the hips, float the heels back down. Inhale, arms out to the sides and up toward the sky. Exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Uncross, feet flat on the floor. Shift your weight around in the feet. Find that Tadasana, that mountain pose. Fix your gaze. Shift your weight onto the left foot. Push into that left foot so you're not collapsing into the hip. Really push down, lifting up off of the right foot and gently swing it forward and back. Bring the foot out in front of you, side to side. And plant the foot down. Feet are crossed. Pushing down into the feet, all parts of the feet. Inhaling, arms out to the sides and up toward the sky. Exhale, arms out to the sides and down, hands to the hips. Pressing down on the hips, lengthen the spine. Inhale, your right arm out to the side and up toward the sky and slightly off to the left, lengthening that right side of the body. So if you can send the breath to that open side of the rib cage, but also lengthening this left side as well. A few breaths here. And then inhaling that right arm up. Exhale it down. And then fixing your gaze, shifting your weight onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. You can hang out here, or if it's helpful for you, reaching your arms straight out from the shoulders, breathing here. You can notice how there's little movements in the feet, all those 26 bones on each foot articulate with one another here as you balance. And then lowering down. Inhale, arms out to the sides and up toward the sky. Exhale, arms out to the sides and down, uncross. And shaking out the arms, shifting your weight around on the feet, kicking one foot back at a time. And with the feet, again, about hip distance apart, finding that place where the weight feels about evenly distributed. Start to reach your sit bones back as you bend your knees. Bring your arms up, palms facing each other. Think about drawing your arms back into the sockets, lengthening the spine like you're reaching sit bones one direction, top of the head in the other. Breathing here in this chair pose. For a little bit of a challenge, you might lift up your heels. Again, it might just be enough to slide a piece of paper underneath the heels, or you might get a lot of lift. Breathing here, even in a position where there's a lot going on, very active, see what you can soften. If you can relax your face a little. Jaw, how is the breath? Then lowering your heels down, take your hands to the thighs, fingers pointed inward. Take your upper body forward a little bit more. Once again, lengthening the spine like you're reaching tailbone one direction, top of the head in the other. Take a big breath here, and on the exhalation, lower your right shoulder down towards the ground and turn to look over your left shoulder. A few breaths here. And next inhalation, back to center. Exhale, left shoulder down, turn to look over your right shoulder. A few breaths, nice one for the shoulders. And inhale it back to center. Next inhalation, push into the feet, arms out to the sides and up toward the sky. Exhale, arms out to the sides and down. And kicking one foot back at a time once again, and stepping the feet a little more than hip distance apart. Softness in the knees. Start to swing the arms from side to side like you're swinging empty coat sleeves, just letting the arms, the hands slap against the sides of the body. If you need to lift up off of the back heel as you turn to keep your knees feeling comfortable, feel free to do so. Notice how it feels, the shift of the weight in the feet, the sensation in the legs, the twist in the spine, the air moving around the arms and through the fingers. And this kind of carefree motion. That maybe you haven't done since you were 4 years old. And then slow it down. Slow it down, take some time. And when you finally come to a stop, pausing there for a moment and notice the way that movement maybe echoes through the body now, like ripples in a pond after a pebble has been thrown. Notice energies of the body as they are now. And then bringing your feet about hip distance apart. Once again, inhaling, arms out to the sides and up toward the sky. On the exhalation, arms out to the sides and down. Bend your knees to touch the ground. Bring one knee down and then the other knee down. Lifting your feet and gently swing your feet and your hips from side to side. Then taking your feet way over to one side so that you can walk your hands around to the other side. You can sit down and your feet are free to swing around in front of you. Scoot to the center of your mat. And holding onto the backs of the thighs, take a big breath here. And on the exhalation, rolling down to the floor. Bring the knees in the direction of the chest. And rock a little side to side here. Make some knee circles. One direction and then the other direction. And back to center. Right hand to the right knee, left hand to the left knee. Make some knee circles going in opposite directions. Kind of like a frog swimming. And other direction. And back to center. Keep your knees bent, bring your feet to the floor about hip distance apart. On the inhalation, push into the feet to lift your hips up. Inch your shoulder blades towards each other. Feet are grounded. Bend your elbows at about a right angle, palms facing each other. Relax your neck, face and jaw. It's really easy for tension to creep up in the neck. Keep checking in with that. Breathing here, so weight now on the feet, the shoulders, and the upper arms, relaxing the neck, the weight of the head, breathing here in Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. I'm just noticing sensations created by holding this pose, that little bit of inversion in the area of the torso, this new relationship to gravity. Knees stay about hip distance apart. A few more breaths. And next exhalation, lower the hands down. Inch the shoulder blades away from each other, releasing mid-back, low back, and hips. Arms straight out from the shoulders, palms face down. Let your knees rock from side to side. And back to center. Push into the feet to lift your hips up. Shift your hips to the right and lower the hips down. Straighten your left leg. You can keep your right foot flat on the floor or cross it over to the top of the left thigh, or the left thigh right above the knee. Slowly and deliberately lowering the right knee over to the left side of the body to your degree of sensation that you want to find for the body. safe and beneficial. A few breaths here. Gently pressing into the hands, pressing them down towards the earth. Slowly untwist. Right foot finds the floor. Bending the left knee, left foot finds the floor as well. Press into the feet to lift your hips up and shift them off to the left and lower down. Straightening the right leg. Keeping the left foot on the floor or crossing it over on top of the right thigh. Slowly lowering the left knee to the right side of the body to find that degree of sensation that feels safe and beneficial for you. Breathing here in this twist. And then slowly and deliberately unwinding. The left foot finds the floor. Bending the right knee, right foot finds the floor. Press into the feet to lift the hips up. Bring your arms back down by the sides. Inching the shoulder blades away from each other, releasing the upper back, the mid back, the low back, and the hips. Bring the knees back in the direction of the chest. Rock a little side to side. Lift your feet up, lengthen the legs up towards the sky, and shake the feet, the legs. And relax them. Let them float up above you for a few breaths here in the air and space above you. Feeling the energies of the legs, the feet. And next exhalation, bend the knees and float one foot down to the floor and the other foot down to the floor. Press into the feet to lift your hips up and lower back down just to center yourself on your mat and straighten out your legs. And resting your hands either on the belly or slightly separated, arms out to the sides, palms face up. Relax your shoulders, inviting your body to relax and receive the benefits of our practice today. Closing your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And inviting your body to release back into that support of the earth beneath you. Feeling the areas that are in contact with the floor. And invite them to soften a little bit more. Feeling the front body open to the air and space and sky above you. Invite those areas to relax. And with the idea that where awareness goes, energy flows, bring awareness to your toes and invite the toes to relax. The soles of the feet and the tops of the feet, resting. Relax your ankles, and as the ankles relax, the feet can really soften and release now. Where awareness goes, energy flows. Let it flow through your legs, the shins and calves, the knees, letting go of any holding, the thighs sinking back. The seat releasing all of the tissue in the bowl of the pelvis, resting strong and calm, energized and relaxed. Soft belly rising and falling with the breath with ease. Chest too rising and falling with the breath, letting go. Bringing awareness to the low back, and with that awareness offering an energy massage to your low back, mid back, upper back and shoulders. Arms resting, limp, loose, and relaxed. Upper arms, elbows, forearms, and wrists. Hands resting like empty gloves on a table. Palms of the hands, backs of the hands, fingers and thumbs. Neck and throat relax, and the weight of the head can release. All of those little muscles of the face, letting go. There's no expression you need to hold, just peaceful. Breath flowing in and flowing out with ease. All of the systems, all of the tissue of the body, strong and calm, energized and relaxed, soaking in the benefits of our practice today. And then slowly start to move the fingers and the toes, bringing movement back into the body. Bring the legs together, arms reaching up towards the floor behind you. Bringing the knees in the direction of the chest, hug the legs in, rock a little side to side. And then take your time to roll up to any comfortable seated position. Inhaling, arms out to the sides and up toward the sky until palms come together. And exhale, prayer to chest. Celebrating that light within us all. Namaste.